Hello again, this is Dave Erickson with EverymanDriver.com, and this week I'm driving the 2012 Kia Optima Hybrid, a very bold, athletic, sexy, and luxurious four-door midsize sedan. It has a 2.4-liter, four-cylinder hybrid engine with a six-speed automatic transmission. Coming up on this episode, we'll learn how a hybrid engine works, which vehicles compete with the Kia for your hard-earned dollar, and the Everyman Driver Tip of the Day. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching. On the outside, the Optima has a striking head-turning design. If it wasn't for the Kia emblem, you could easily confuse it with a much higher-end luxury vehicle. The engineers have done a really good job, I think, improving the aesthetics of this car, with balanced proportions, elegant shapes, and stylish curves. Chrome accent door handles and a unique front grille design is another feature that makes this stand out from the crowd. On the inside, you'll find many features typically found in much more expensive vehicles, like leather seat trim, leather-wrapped steering wheel, and gear shift knob, and so on. The Optima has a push-button start with your smart key, which I really like. And because it's a hybrid, it's hard to know when the engine's on, but a simple way to know is looking for this green ready light in the dash. If that's on, you're good to go. You have dual-zone automatic temperature control, heated and cooled front seats, and if your hands are cold, or if it's cold outside, hit this button here at the side and you can heat up the steering wheel, which takes less than a minute. And of course, you have lots of nifty controls on the steering wheel itself. My test vehicle comes with a premium technology package, which includes navigation, backup camera, and Bluetooth wireless connectivity, which was really easy to pair with my Droid. And as you can see, it's extremely spacious in both the driver's seat and here in the passenger seat, and it's even bigger in the back. This is truly a vehicle you can take some long road trips in with above average size adults. Legroom is terrific, and the panoramic sunroof creates the illusion of even more space. There always seems to be a concern with hybrids when it comes to where do you put the battery. It always seems to be a complaint. Oh, I lose a lot of trunk space or cargo space because the battery takes up so much room. Well, here in the trunk of the Kia Optima, for example, there is still plenty of cargo space here in the trunk for lots of bags of groceries, duffel bags, small pieces of sports equipment, if you will. And there's even a pass-through. They made room for a pass-through just in case you have some skinny skis that you want to haul with you. They will fit in the back seat here. So there's plenty of room, and really the battery, it's not really in the way, not in my opinion. Before we talk about the ride and handling, let's learn more about this hybrid engine. I've asked Doug Miller with FlipTag to join us today to go under the hood of the Optima Hybrid to learn more about its engine and performance. And first of all, Doug, there are actually four types of hybrid engines. Can you go over those for us?
That's right, Dave. The SAE actually has a classification of four different types of hybrids, going from simplest to most complex. The simplest one would be characterized by a Nissan Leaf. That's a great example of what's called a plug-in hybrid. All you do is plug it in and it drives around on an electric motor, and it has no gasoline engine to charge itself. It relies entirely on the power grid to charge itself up. Next up then is what's called a plug-in hybrid, and this is a vehicle that does have a gasoline engine, but the gasoline engine is only there to charge the battery, and it still relies on being able to plug into the power grid somewhere. It's not as autonomous or independent as the next two levels up. The next level up is called a simple hybrid. Now it does have a gasoline engine and an electric motor, and it can drive on each, but it can't drive fully independently on each. They still end up, neither one of them is powerful enough to do the job. On the highest level, which is characterized by the Optima here and also the Toyota Prius, is what's called a full hybrid. They have two systems, a gasoline engine and an electric motor, and either of those can be run independently, fully electric or fully on gasoline, and they can also be joined together to operate together. And that's one of the ways that the vehicle here puts out 206 horsepower for a lot of pull down the highway. So this is the type of vehicle that I think really represents the future. And in this case, Optima worked very hard with several very high quality world-class subset suppliers like LG, for instance, for the battery. It's a lithium polymer battery. It takes up less space than a typical one because of its flatter oriented format that lends itself to placing it in a lot of places in the vehicle. So this is the pinnacle really of the types of vehicle you want to see out there for a hybrid.
And many of the vehicles today that are hybrids are CVTs, but this in fact is a six-speed automatic transmission. Talk about how that's different and special.
Yeah, it's very unique and very interesting, unique only to the Optima in the marketplace today. It has a six-speed transmission with 6 gears, so the customer gets the traditional feel of a gear shift each time, which actually enhances the level of performance feel to the driver and his passengers. The CVTs have some other advantages. but in market research, it appears that people still want to feel that traditional pull back in the seat of the pants type of a thing when you step on it, even with a vehicle designed for economy.
And they complain about the sound of a CVT. Talk about more about the horsepower and what this can generate, maybe compared to other hybrids.
This one is at the upper end of the horsepower range. Together it puts out 206 horsepower. The motor itself puts out 40 horsepower, but it puts it out in an astonishingly wide band of torque, all the way from 1400 to 6000 RPM, which makes a motor very tractable and very useful for all the functions of using those various gears and all the speed combinations that a driver really wants to feel that pull. It helps reduce some of the limitations, frankly, of a gasoline engine, which has peaks and troughs as you accelerate through the range.
Let's talk about safety finally here, because hybrids are super quiet. We know that.
Very.
So there are some safety features that some of the hybrids are now incorporating, such as?
Yes. One of the key systems on this vehicle is to overcome that exact silence. If you're a cyclist or a pedestrian, a vehicle can approach in a very quiet way. The Optima engineers actually specified a way to overcome that. So they actually have a simulated engine sound that comes out when it's operating in strictly electric mode, and I believe it only operates at lower speeds, such as places you're going to encounter a civilian or somebody out walking around in a city, but it actually puts out of the engine bay a simulated engine sound so that people hear it coming. It's a great safety feature, and I think that everybody's going to be adopting that as a safety standard.
All right, Doug Miller with Flip Tag. Thanks very much.
Thank you, David.
The Kia Optima offers up a smooth, comfortable ride, but the steering is less than exciting. One thing's for sure, you won't be winning any drag races in the Optima, especially starting from a standstill. Now, I understand and accept the fact that there will be a lag in acceleration when driving a hybrid vehicle, but one thing I've noticed here on the highway driving behind the wheel of the Kia Optima is the fact that there's an acceleration lag, and then when the engine does kick in, when I want to accelerate, for example, from 60 to 65, it's a little bit jumpy. Here's my example right now. I'm cruising right now at 60, and then boom, 1, 2, 3. Almost 3 seconds before I feel the engine kick in and respond to pressing the gas pedal. Just one observation. Safety-wise, the Optima has just about everything you could ask for. Dual front advanced airbags, full-length side curtain bags, an anti-lock brake system, hill start assist, and a traction control system. And a few things I think it's missing, which I find extremely useful in a car, is blind spot warning and intervention, and lane departure warning and prevention. Safety features that would really make this a must-have. As far as other vehicles that compete with the Kia Optima Hybrid for your hard-earned dollar, 4 vehicles come to mind. The Toyota Camry Hybrid, the Ford Fusion, Chevy Malibu Eco, and the Nissan Altima Hybrid, just to name a few. So recapping the good, the bad, and the economy of the 2012 Kia Optima Hybrid. I really like the look and style of this vehicle. It gives off the impression that you paid a lot more money than you really did. The MSRP is $25,700, my tester is $32,500. I'm not a big fan of the wheel set, but that's a personal preference. And there is the acceleration lag, but that's to be expected with a hybrid. At least it's not a CVT. And with 34 miles per gallon in the city and 39 on the highway, the Kia Optima Hybrid makes a lot of sense to me. Until next time, this is Dave Erickson with EverymanDriver.com. And here's your Everyman Driver tip of the day, following distance. During ideal driving conditions, dry roads, clear visibility, apply the 2-second rule to keep a safe following distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Anything closer is considered tailgating and dangerous. In fact, if you can't see the back wheels of the vehicle in front of you, you're following too close. So here's the rule. Watch the vehicle in front of you pass a certain landmark, like a sign, a tree, or a power pole, and then begin counting 1-1001, 1-1002. If you pass that same landmark before you're done counting, you're following too close. So slow down and try it again. And this is a good rule to follow no matter what speed you're going. Of course, you'll want to increase your following distance even more so at night, in poor weather conditions, and if you're towing a trailer or a heavier load. And that, my friends, is your Everyman Driver tip of the day.